I did not want to go too long without updating. That said, this is not done yet. So the game has more stuff in it. I've done the animation frames for all the characters, and that's great. There's engineers that build towers and barricades. That's great. There's a lot there, but every little piece has some problems in it that I need to deal with. So there's stuff that's not great. So let me demonstrate what I have. It'll be a short stream because I really want to get back to it. I know that coding on stream would just be slow and terrible. So I'm not going to do that. This is the stage of the game where the problems I'm dealing with and the puzzles I need to solve are deep. They take a long time to get into, and if I'm distracted, like on stream, I have to go back into it, which takes a long time. I'm prone to error. It's just a bad thing. Large blocks of uninterruptible time is the key to getting this stuff done. When you start out on these games, lots to do, and as you do a thing, it's relatively straightforward. You do that thing. As you go forward towards the end, the number of things you have in place is bigger, of course, and interestingly, the number of things that you have to attend to gets bigger and bigger as well. Because although you're still just going to do the next thing, it connects with several other things. Maybe they're already in place. Maybe a bug pops up. And so the last 10% takes the longest amount of time. Some say 90% of the time. Maybe it's not that extreme, but the point is, there's a lot that's there, and there's a ton of little tiny things that need to get fixed. Let me stop talking and just show. I found this background. Looks pretty good. So I'm not going to use this background for anything other than showing off the game, just because the colors look good and you can see contrast. Well, let's do this. If I toggle the demo right now, two bots will spawn in and play against each other, which is fun. I mean, I can call out the little problems I see as I see them. There was a tree that dropped a nut immediately and spawned Marauder immediately, and that's probably because the last game that was running had a Marauder. But check it out, he's going to go all the way to the other side and, win. So, yeah, that's a little extreme. It shouldn't be doing that. Even when I force end, in fact, that's what it is. I forced end the game, and it does that. So let's just watch him win. All right. So here's the game cycle going around, and two more bots are gonna play. In the chat, you can see some feedback explaining who got matched and what the results were and things. Okay. And at the moment, this AI is really stupid. It does mostly random moves, and a lot of times it's totally invalid. Like, it's trying to build stuff, but it doesn't have enough gold to do it, so it's bad. It's not terrible for right now. It's a placeholder for being able to play, and, truth be told, it is spawning characters and trying to get your flag, so that's good. That's good enough. So mostly we've been seeing marauders, these dudes with swords. That's it. Recently, we were able to get other characters in, so right now you see on the right-hand side the engineer just spawned. The engineer is what's required now in order to build. So we're not seeing anyone build any barricades or towers yet, but they need an engineer to do it. So these dumb bots that are playing need to understand that if you're interested in building, cool, make an engineer first. Make sure an engineer is available. Conceivably, you could have 2 engineers and they could both build at the same time. You need enough gold, and you need an engineer who's available. But as it is, these bots are dumb. And the engineer is not that smart either. The engineer is supposed to hang out at the tree and not act like a marauder. By default, everyone is a marauder. And then it takes special behaviors to change that. Right now, one of the small things that I'd like to fix is the fact that the engineer wants to follow orders. The orders are meant for, like, the marauders and other characters that should go up to the front line. So these bots are saying attack, and engineer says, yes, sir. Starts heading up to the front lines, which is terrible. It should be hanging out at the tree. There's another character, the wizard, that's going to hang out at the tree, and that's it. Okay, I'm getting a little impatient with these bots. They're terrible. But, yeah, actually, let's do this. So I'll toggle the queue, meaning the queue is now open. I will turn off the demo mode. I will queue up. And this means when there's no match, there's no, match being played. If there is one person queued, like me, after a little while, a bot will queue against me and we'll both play. Okay, so the game match ends. Okay. Okay, so the match will restart and sit there for a while. The time it's sitting here is meant to be for humans to be like, oh wait, I'll get in there too. Now it's just me. And since it is first come, first served, I'm player 1. The bot will be player 2. There we go. And so now I'm going to get ready to recruit. Oh, dude. Of course, the enemy has a recruit already. And I'll move my forces up. So I'm just going to say attack, which means start moving up. And I'll spawn a few of these marauders and do that to try and push them back a bit. Hey, did you see the archer? Yeah. There is an archer. So he'll fire a ranged attack. He can attack closer. It's with the bow again. I'm imagining like Lord of the Rings Legolas actually did close-up, point-blank arrow shots and stuff, so I'm down. So, yeah. I need to sort of get this enemy pushed back a little bit first. Of course, now the bot is playing pretty well, spawning archers and keeping my marauders at bay. Okay, so I'll hold here. I'll spawn a couple more. Let's see. So one of the things I found out early is it's really, a pain to type a whole bunch, although that is the main skill in the game because you're in chat. You're typing commands, so that is a thing. But typing out who you want to recruit can be shortened by just doing the first letter. That's fine. So I'll spawn an archer. And I will spawn an engineer. So on the ground, the archers seem to be okay. One thing that I would like to do is, you see the engineer building a barricade because I told it to build a barricade. One of the things I'd like to fix is how the archers do their thing. When they shoot arrows, the angle is an approximation. Works pretty well on the ground. I'm going to get my engineer to build a tower if I can. And you'll see another problem. Because although the engineer builds the tower, it looks really cool. He built the barricade, that looks cool. First of all, you can see the engineer pacing back and forth. He's wanting to go to the tree, but then being reminded to go up front, and so he's going back and forth. That's okay. I'll fix that. Do I have enough for a tower yet? Okay, good. So, at this time, try to get my forces back up again. You can see the engineer building the tower. Looks pretty good. I like that. And now, when the tower is built, check out the archer. He'll go to the tower and go up the tower. The weird thing is he kind of moonwalks to get there. It's a little weird. Yeah, so it's a cosmetic issue more than anything, but it's really bugging. And then he shoots arrows, which is cool, but the angle at which he shoots arrows is not right. I'm going to have to get fancy with the math. I don't want to. I want to approximate it. The ground looks great. I don't have to do any fancy stuff. But the shots from the tower aren't cool yet. Okay, so the two archers, they both go up in the tower. I want some separation between them, so they're both up in the tower. There can be 2 per tower. I do want that, but I need them to be separate so you can see them both. Okay, I don't have enough to build a barricade yet? Yeah, I do. Okay. So you can see some things are working. We have multiple characters. Archers, engineers, marauders, right? It's pretty cool. The marauders are meant to be the ones who go up front. So I say attack, and they're the ones who are meant to go up close. That said, now that I have archers in play, they're more vulnerable than they were last time. Last time we looked at this, it was basically just a ground game, and that's it. Interesting. Those archers are trying to go up in that tower, but they're also being... See them going back and forth. Well, anyway. Oh, they're trying to go up my tower. That's so weird. Okay. Well, that's a bug I hadn't even tried yet. I hadn't even thought of that yet. But yeah, if they see a tower that's open and they can get up there, they get up there. But they shouldn't go up the opponent's tower. Okay. Yeah, there's some problems there. I'm going to... do I have an engineer? No, I need to get an engineer. Then I will build a tower. Okay. What we're looking for is... Yeah, that's funny, because that meant the archers like went way up to the front of the line. That's hilarious. So that's a weird bug I hadn't seen yet. What I've been doing to test this stuff is making... one of the things you want to do, of course, is test as you go, so that you don't run into a bug later that you didn't think of or didn't know about. And I've been pretty good about that. To test as you go quickly, what we often do is need to have a quick way to get in and test the thing we need to test. If you were making a game with a dungeon level, and at the end of the dungeon there's the boss, there's a big treasure, and I don't know, there's a trap on the treasure chest or something like that. You're testing this thing, it's at the very end of the level. You don't want to play the whole level, fight the boss, and then test the thing. It will take too long to get there. If you have to test over and over, that time is multiplied. So instead, you would make a cheat code, you'd, defeat the boss immediately, teleport to the end, and just test the chest. You do want to test as accurately as you can to what the player sees, but you don't want to take too much time. In my case, creating a empty field like this, and then I place the characters I need, like an engineer to build a tower, and an archer to go up the tower, and a marauder or two on the other side to, shoot arrows at. Well, had I tested opponent archers seeing that tower, maybe I would have seen the problem, but... Well, I'm seeing it now. This is also testing, yeah? So, short stream, because I do want to get back to it. But perhaps... I think there are some admin commands. I could give myself some starting gold and stuff. I didn't think about that, but... Hey, listen, I have a wizard, I have a healer. These frames are in and the characters are there. The wizard does nothing yet. In fact, he probably acts like a marauder as well. The healer's cool, but all of this is going to be difficult to show on the fly like this because, well, I've got a bot barreling down on my flag here. That's why. In a way, that's cool. It's going to be nice to see this come together. And there are a lot of things. You see the effects. You see the tree is doing its healing thing. The healer, for example, has a cool effect. Basically makes something that looks like the tree, kind of a glowing tree around him when he raises his scepter. Do I have enough gold to do a healer? Let's see. Well, there's the healer. He will also attack, but I think it's too late. I already died. So there is a healer. Let me see if I can do this. What is the command? There's an admin command to set the gold higher. The starting gold. Yeah, I can't remember it. Well, anyway, I'm going to get back to it because, like I said, streaming is a distraction, and I need large blocks of uninterruptible time. So, a 20-minute stream? Yeah, that sounds just about right. Just checking in, telling you I have a wizard, I swear. I have, oh, let's try it one more time. I have a healer. I haven't tested whether or not they heal appropriately, but the engineer came first, and getting the engineer to do the building that they do and all the other behaviors is cool. Aside from the pacing back and forth, the engineer is kind of done, which is great. The archer does shoot arrows. It's really cool. And the arrows look pretty cool. It's working for now. I should really just try and win. Maybe that's the best idea. What I'm trying to do is spawn these other characters so you can see them. Be fun, yeah? Let's go. If I get a whole bunch of marauders and hold the line, I can save up enough gold to show you. So I'll try that. Until now, the bots have been super aggressive, so that hasn't worked out. But this will be okay. So you saw the tower and the problems with the tower, but at least, you know, you saw the archer go up in the tower. That's kind of cool. There were little things like when a marauder got up to the tower, technically he thought he was right next to the archer, even though the archer was in the tower. That's not true, but that's what he thinks, and so he swipes his sword, and sure enough, the archer takes damage, so I had to fix that. That's all fixed. I mean, there's lots of things that work. It's the things that don't work yet that I need to focus on, so that's what I'm going to go do. Let's recruit a healer again. I really don't know if he works at all, but there's a healer. He is meant to go up to the front lines, right? While the tree can heal if you retreat, the healer is meant to... well, actually, I don't have any detection code, so he can't tell that anyone needs healing. Yeah, that's funny. He does have the code to heal, but he doesn't know he should heal. That's hilarious. Let's see if I can spawn a wizard at least. Anyway, he is meant to go up to the healer is meant to go up to the front lines, and he can take a certain amount of damage. He can actually do some damage as well. Just not very much. Yeah? Okay, let me see if I can... There we go. Got a wizard. So, the wizard is supposed to sit at the tree and watch him act like a marauder and head up front lines. Yeah, he's not supposed to do this at all. Really bad. So... yeah, he may also pace back and forth because I told him he should be at the tree. But like I said, there's code on each player, even though I'm in control. I said attack or hold or whatever, and so this command is continually coming back to the wizard, and the wizard thinks he should go up to the front lines periodically, which is just not true, but, you know, whatever. Okay, so let's... There's an archer. See, on the ground, their arrows work pretty well. Getting the archer to angle up, not just launch the arrow at an angle, but like look like they're angling up or down. Give a special shader for that. But yeah, I mean, so far so good. There's lots of things that look nice, that work well. But clearly there's more to do, yeah? I do like how the engineer looks when he builds stuff. He's got his little hammer, moves around the job site, kind of goes up while he's building. Looks good. Okay, let's just win. Tired of this. Tired of getting knocked around by these bots. So, you can see immediately with the ability to shoot an arrow long range, it changes the nature of the battle. This is a one-dimensional game because it's just a line, and the characters really only see each other in terms of their position, left or right. So, having something that can lob an arrow over is key. Having a tower that they can go up is key because it's basically breaking that one-dimensional setup. It's becoming a more complex, more interesting game because of the additions of these characters and what they can do. So the pressure's on. I gotta get these characters to do what they're supposed to do. You know, it's hard for me to say so far so good. It's hard for me to be like, yay, look at all this progress, because I'm so keenly focused on the things that need to happen, the things that still need to be done, and the things that need to be fixed. It's not bad. It's just the way designers are built. We need to focus on the things we have to do. Yeah. All right. So first things first, these characters need to do what they should do, and then I'll get the bots, the players, to play appropriately. They're dumb right now. So, and they're gonna stay dumb for a bit because I'll pay attention to other things, but also as I add this complexity with the other character behaviors, they're going to be missing out. The bots aren't going to be playing them as they should be. Okay. Have I talked enough? Did we do enough? You know, I'm pleased the way this looks after, 5 weeks? Right? I think in a week I can get this done. But I am jamming on it to try and finish. And, you know, just in time for the holidays. I'd like to have this done. I'd like to go back to Shuffle Wars and do art for that. I'd like to have this running while I'm doing that, so it's not boring to watch, or it's not as boring, I guess. And I think that's a good thing. Yeah. I'd love to say it's done and everything's great. So to get to that point, I have to stop and go do fun stuff. Okay. Have fun. Take care. See ya. Bye-bye.